It's a small slice of heaven placed down here on earth. Care for his trees, I water his sod. I don't own it, I just rent it from God.
Speed up. And with the cue, you want to start at your lowest level of pressure and escalate till you get the results you want, and then release the pressure in time with them giving you the response they want. So when she says walk or get up or whatever she wants to say, and she doesn't get a reaction, then she needs to go in a little bit harder, then say it again, and if they don't get the reaction, then actually maybe touch the horse or whip the ground behind the horse to get it going more. The horse is paying good attention to Mary. She's got her ear on her. She's got her left eye on her the whole time. So they're communicating. Your focus on the pressure on that horse is like body language. Like if you wanted to stop the horse, you would put the pressure on the front end of the horse. Get in front of it a little bit. If you wanted to go more, you put the pressure towards the hip more. Just like you on her back. You just keep adding pressure till you get the response you need. There you go. See how Mary naturally body language. See how she did that jab step in at her? Like that when she wanted her to go? I didn't tell her to do that. She just knows. It's like body language. It's almost second nature.
Trot.
Okay, now step off and stop her.
Ooh.
Walk up. The horse is licking her lips and chewing right there. That's kind of a sign of she's giving in a little bit. She's starting to work with her, starting to have a language, starting to have a repertoire. Okay, now step back and send her the other direction. We just did our first groundwork lesson with Nugget here. And she's already a really gentle horse, so we don't have to take a lot of time with it. And we're running out of time in the year because it's gone towards fall already. And the river's going to be too cold before too long. It may be too cold today, but we're going to tough it out. So you don't have to have a river to train a horse. But I've got this tool here on my farm, so we use it because there's some benefits to it, in my opinion. First off, every horse can swim. Well, I've done this with about 100. Every horse but one could swim. And we were able to save that other one. But when you swim a horse, it takes a lot of effort, and it's like passive resistance, like a passive resistant exercise. It's easy on them, yet it's hard on them. It takes a lot of energy, and it gets them kind of excited, and then they have a big adrenaline dump when they realize they're safe and they like it. So it kind of raises some anxiety, but then you're there in a good way, and it's a good experience, and you're the safety in that situation of anxiety. With that anxiety going up, and then you're there to comfort them, and you calm them down, and they end up having fun. You're the release of that anxiety, is the way they kind of see it. Then, once you're there to that step, after they've swam a few laps and everything, as you'll see, and you get them standing and you're petting them, then you're safe to climb on and off of them out there, because if they rear up or buck or move out from under you, you're just flopping and falling all over them, and you can stay safe. Back up. Back up. You're getting a little pushy on me. You don't want to let 2-year-olds get pushy on you. But then you climb on and off of them, and it really desensitizes them. Having people up above them, having people climb on them, and it's a safer environment for both you and the horse to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do with the first day 2-year-olds. You're okay, you're okay. Now, she's just obviously hollering for her herd. A lot of people would think that's fine. But yesterday, she was a foal, you know, she was part of the baby group. Today she's an employee. You know, she's not a pet anymore. She's now got a job, and her job's not to whinny for the other horses. You gotta have to change your mindset in that. You know, you can be nice to them, love on them, but you know, they work for you now, and everything has to kind of reflect that attitude.
Out of the water.
You gotta raise your nose above water, girl, or you drown. There you go.
She's not wanting it.
There you go, girl. Come on. Come on and swim. Swim forward.
She's walking on her hind legs.
Well, there's 101 that could swim. There, now I found a place where I can touch, and she can't. We'll swim her around a few laps before I get my jockey out here. If she feels any pressure on that halter, she ducks her nose, doesn't realize she can't breathe underwater yet. She's never been around anything like this.
Wow.
That'll quickly teach her to give the pressure on that halter too. Okay, Mary, come on in. You swim as good as this horsey. Okay, so this is going to be the first time anybody's ever been on Ozark's back. Or no, this isn't Ozark, this is Nugget. This will be the first time somebody's on Nugget's back. There for the first time, you just pat all over. Pat their butt, neck, jaw. If they'll stand there, you just let them stand there. This is the first time, you know, if you don't know what that's about. But Foxtrotters, as a general rule, are a very gentle breed, so it's not unusual for one to react like this. You gonna slide off and get back on? Do it loud. Do it loud. A real important thing is not to be a wimp around them. Just go full out and loud and do stuff like that. I meant to push her off so it'd make a splash. I'll push harder. If you just ignore like you're training a horse and just play like you're having fun, that attitude is contagious to the horse, and the horse will have fun. If you go kind of like you're afraid they're going to act up or buck or something, then they'll get nervous. But it's like she hasn't started really enjoying this yet, but 90% of them really kind of start having fun with it, just like the kids. Let them get off. Yeah. Rubbing her legs up and down her belly and stuff too. You can't see from the camera. Okay, jump back on there on your own. Failures are good too, because if you fail at jumping up there, you're bouncing off your horse. So I mean, there's nothing wrong to do when you're in the water like this. She's way on her butt, but the horse is reacting good. She doesn't quite know what to think about that, but she's doing all right. She looks like she's ready to move. Come on, scoot up and get in position. Right where you want to be. So, when you're riding bareback like that, you want your front of your hamstring to be against the horse's withers and shoulder blades. That's because that's just kind of what the wither is designed for. God designed a horse for a person to ride it. And your posture, if your posture is correct and seat on the horse, your anatomy complements the horse's anatomy. There, she's officially broke to ride. Well, the thing is too, even on day one like this, lesson one, it's good for the rider to give cues, and then me on the ground I can help. So like, tell her to go. Walk. There you go. Walk. Like this water, a calming type atmosphere, because she wouldn't have been this calm in a round pen doing this first time. She would have been good because she's a gentle-natured horse, but this helps. Resting their lips in the water, playing with the water. That's kind of universal. Almost all of them do that. Their back end starts resting and dropping down. So they start to enjoy the water, start bouncing their butt in the water. That's that adrenaline dump I was talking about. You start to realize she's safe.